Hey guys, it's Aznwithbeard with another EVE Online Solo PvP Basics. This is part 5. It is going to be a short tutorial on how to scram kite. What scram kite is generally keeping yourself or your ship at the edge of heated or non-heated scram range, and yourself having the ability to actually still hit your opponent, but your opponent not having the ability to hit you or not hit you very well, like he has to use long range ammo like barrage or null or scorch or something like that, where you either are using rails or some sort of missile system or artillery cannons or something like this. So these fraps are actually, it's going to be a battle cruiser scram kite video, which is unique in the sense that everybody that I talked to about this said, you're an idiot, you can't do that. But I had already had the frap, so I said, sure, you'll see it in a couple days. In any case, I'll give you a little bit of background. There was two guys, one was in a Brutix, and I thought it was actually Shield. The other one was in a Cyclone that I knew to be double ASB because there was a bunch of his lost mails of him in a Cyclone that was dual XL ASB, so I knew I really couldn't fight him without him de-aggroing by myself. But the Brutix really didn't have any losses. I thought it was going to be Shield since his buddy was Shield. It rounds up. I was wrong. But the scram kiting would have worked in either situation with this. Mostly because a Shield Brutix doesn't have a web, and a armor rep Brutix, while having a web, doesn't have neutron blasters, so he's really not going to hit me at range either. In any case, I'm kind of digging too deep. I'll start the fraps now. So essentially, the Brutix is on grid, his buddy's in the other system. I want the fight, so I just jumped in and out, and I'm approaching him, lighting him up, or targeting him, he's targeting me. I'm going to approach him until I start seeing his micro drive flaring that he's coming at me. The second I do, I just turn my ship around and start micro driving the other way. So as you can see, he's starting to micro warp, so I click behind my ship so that turns me around and heat my web. The second I can, I hit a web on him so he slows him down, and then I put my scram so that I essentially land just on the edge of kiting, or on scram. 8500 with this because I am a cheap bastard and never ever use a T2 scram. But in any case, he's at about pretty much the entire engagement. He's somewhere between 7,000 and 9,000 kilometers, which is the edge of scram range. He has either electrons or ions, neither of which with null can potentially really hurt me all that much at that range. Blasters have really shitty range. Even with null, they're just barely hitting me. Whereas me, with my rage heavy assault missiles doing 800 DPS to his active tank, has no problem putting him into hull right now. But I was his buddy's in system, so I throw some dishonor drones on him. Because if he has a web, or if he has more DPS than I thought, I really can't tank two battle cruisers. And then of course their other buddy in a caracal shows up, so this is where I'm kind of shitting my pants a little bit. And I don't really notice that the Brutix is actually out of range, so I have to heat the scram and then just go approach him at this point. It doesn't really matter because his tank is broken, he's about to die, so I don't really mind getting into or approaching him at this point. He's still about 9,000 kilometers when he dies, so it's not really a big deal. But essentially after that, I kill him, I lock up the caracal, I shoot the Cyclone. The caracal runs away, the Cyclone de-aggresses and jump out like I thought he would, and that's pretty much this video. So you can see the Brutix just went poop. I'm not even at half shield because, like I said, electrons or ions, even with null, barely scratches my shields. And it's a Drake, so it has a huge buffer. And it has hams, so it has about 800 DPS. In any case, that is that video. I'm going to show you something else a little funny next, and that's it. Alright, so this next video is kind of stupid, but it's kind of funny at the same time. I like the Armageddon, and sometimes I like it a little too much where I'm like, oh, well, let me just jump into this gate camp, and I'll kill what I can, and then I'll just fuck off. And sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't. I've lost a fair amount of Armageddons by doing that. This time, I really didn't think I was going to be able to kill anything before I died. So they had a little bit more DPS than I thought they would, and I was getting kind of ripped apart. My armor tank is not all that large, but it's large enough where I should be able to take a few things with me. In this case, they kind of beat the hell out of me rather quickly. So really, really early on in the engagement, I went, nope, and decided I needed to go. So I wanted to show people how, at least on an Armageddon, the micro jump drive is used. So I'm going to start the fraps now. So I'm jumping in the system, and you can see what's on grid, and I'm by myself, and I'm like, all right, I can do this. It's really only like a couple of things, and I'm kind of thinking that I'll be okay at this point. So I start locking everything up, and I really don't even know what the hell was kicking the crap out of me, but it was hurting my armor tank fairly hard. I guess it was maybe the Stratios, maybe some sort of sentry drones, yeah, bouncers and curators. So in any case, I guess I didn't account for those. They were hitting me kind of hard. The only issue is there's one thing with a scram at this point, and I'm still thinking I can fight this, and then all of a sudden I go, oh crap, my armor is actually starting to bleed. There's a falcon on grid now, so it's really not looking all that great for me to continue fighting. The only thing with a newt or with a scram was the firetail or something like that, and then a Tyrannus lands. But I had hit my micro jump drive the second that the thing jumped off. I jumped out. Now I'm really only 30 from the Stratioses. I really should have engaged at this point, but there was a bit too much on grid, and my armor's already half, and there was also a falcon, so I just decided to fuck off. Not really any good fighting or anything like that, but I just wanted to show you how you can stop being a pussy and jump battleships into gate camps and still try to win. Because if I'd killed literally one of those Stratioses or anything else on grid, I would have pretty much been ISK efficient. So in any case, quit being a girl, get out and fight. Have a nice day.